Hey friends, are you done with dating apps? Tired of swiping through profiles and superficial chats that go nowhere? Well, swipe left on those boring rituals. Introducing Done with Dating, the free podcast-driven dating platform that's bringing human interaction back. We sit down with incredible singles for real conversations on our weekly podcast. Listeners like you get to know them deeply, then apply to date a guest or step into the mic yourself. Plus, we'll regularly host experts that discuss the dating world and provide advice on self-improvement techniques when you are taking a break from dating and focusing on yourself. Made for the bold, built for connection, your dating journey redefined through the mic. Head to donewithdating.co right now and apply. It's free. Your perfect match is one episode away. Hi, everybody. This is a little bit of a different format. We have Matt Ciccone with me today. And he's going to talk about a program that he kind of created just out of the blue that allows men to communicate with each other in a really nice way, getting out, seeing nature, being in nature. So Matt, thanks a lot for being here.
Yeah, I just want to say very grateful for you to have me. So thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm psyched that you're here.
Yes.
Have a conversation. And then for those watching, at some point you might see my little mutt come into the picture. She is quite interested in Matt. Oh yeah, here she is. Actually, I'm gonna check it out. This is this is Hala. This is Valhalla, and she is my 24 breed rescue. Hey Hala, can you say hi to the camera? There we go. Yep, there she is. So she's miserable right now that I picked her up. So, but she loves Matt, and he is giving her treats. He's feeding her with treats to bribe her for her love. So
Love it.
So Matt, do you mind just telling us about what you came up with? It's called Walking Talking Men. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just tell us like how you came up with it and just some background on it.
Yeah. Well, it's a few things. One, that this has existed before me. So there's a national group called Walking Talking Men. This is the Boston chapter of it. And so I did found it for the Boston area. Actually, it's been tried a few times before. This is the one that stuck, and we've been continuing it since the beginning of this year, which I'm really proud of. We've walked in blizzards, two of the blizzards and all that.
Wow.
People showed up each time, and it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. But really, Mark and Jonathan and the other guys do it. There's different cities. It's in LA. There's multiple walks in New York City. There's even, I think, one walk globally. So, which is really cool. And there's other variations of this in other countries too. So I see it as more than just like one walk. It could be a multitude of things. And in fact, it is, and it already exists, which I'm really happy. And I love seeing that. So the inspiration for me though was like, I was thinking of doing something like this anyway. And I was inspired by my friend, Kit Clark, who does, I don't know if have you heard of, it's okay if you haven't, but there's like free listening guy in MIT. Have you ever heard of this guy?
I don't think so.
That's okay. He sits at the MIT steps. He's been doing it for years.
Oh, okay.
He's been on the news. It's literally Hold a Sign. That was also a national movement.
Oh, yes. Guy with a sign. I actually did that for work.
Oh, really?
A couple of times too. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he the guy with the sign?
He's the guy with the sign.
No, wait.
So,
of course I've heard.
So it's like, that's it. So just listening, I'm like, it's important to listen to other people. It's important to have spaces to do that in different forms. So partially inspired by Kit, just free listening at the MIT steps. Also partially inspired by this one gentleman in the UK who did a walk for male loneliness. And he donned a suit of armor and walked across the UK, and some other stories too, like that. But it wasn't just one thing. It was over a period of time. And yeah. And then I was just doing some research online and found the group, reached out, started it, showed up, did it consistently, and here we are. There's more to it, but that's really it. That's the start of it.
So what was that like? What was the first event like when you put it together, explain the angst or whatever you had in prepping that, and then how it showed up?
Sure. I think it was like, am I the only one who's going to show up to this thing? Is like, but talked with one of the guys who did it in New York, is like, basically, if you build it, they'll come, and people have. So it's been great. It's been really grateful to be featured on the Brookline News and GPH, and Renuka who does that, and other people have been just extreme. I've been very grateful for that. Like I'm just like, I'm a guy doing a thing, and people have been like, oh, this is important, very much tied to the male loneliness epidemic, but it's more than that. But yeah, I literally am like, all right, I'm going to make a post and trust that it will work itself out. There's a lot that I've learned as I have been doing it, but really the core is just keeping it extremely simple, showing up consistently, and getting out there and doing it. So that's it. So
Very cool.
whatever the weather is. So someone's like, oh, is it is it still on? It's raining. I'm like, yes. It's sunny? Yes, it's on. It's on every single Friday, 5:30 p.m. I'm there almost every time, unless there's like an emergency. So it's being consistent, the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it like walking in the blizzard? Because I
Oh my
imagine you have
God.
to yell, right, to be able to hear.
Well, we kind of stayed it was like it wasn't like actively during, it was like, well, I guess it kind of was, but it was near around the snow. There was two of them. We stayed close to each other, and I'm like, you guys, I made a little thing on Instagram, like, you guys don't like come at your own discretion. I will be here. I was there the day before to like make sure, like, just see. It was icy and snowy and like deep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like, let's be careful. Let's not just like be idiots about this thing. But four guys showed up, and it wasn't many, but it was fun. And we had a great time. We stayed tight. We were close to each other.
Yeah.
And that was simply that. It was actually it was kind of fun.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Do you
Yeah.
have some other funny stories that have occurred with the four of you in
Yeah.
your adventures?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm from New Jersey, and one of the guys who's a regular gave me a Taylor ham, like a hunk of Taylor ham. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So like, no one up here knows it's like pork roll, whatever. And so he just gave me the big piece of that from New Jersey. I'm like, oh my God. So, and that was just like a gift after doing it for so many months. I'm like, oh my God, I did not expect that. So, but really, I don't know, like, just like, that was funny for me. But like, I don't know, like, my one friend who's a special education teacher was like calling me 5 times. And then he's like, dude, I was trying to like he's trying to hang out. I'm like, I'm on the walk, Dan. Like, you know? And then he just showed up and we got pizza afterwards. So he joined us because he's a runner. He joined us mid walk. And I'm like, Dan, what are you doing here? He's like, I was trying to call you. So, and then we hung out afterwards too.
Good.
So just little things. And there's like little moments that, oh my God, just like, it's so much fun seeing everyone there. And just like, sometimes you never know who you're going to get. I've made new friends through this thing too. I have a lot of different friend groups globally, but it's just really a beautiful thing to see the different groups of guys, the different people who show up, and to be a part of that. So yeah.
And you were talking about how, before we started filming, you were talking about how it's not just single men, it's men in different relationships too.
Yes.
Do you want to just talk about that a little bit?
Every type of relationship there's a guy that has shown up and said that. So like, and also just, yeah, like, men talk about different things on the water. It could be really anything. It doesn't have to just be work. Most of the time, it's actually not work, but sometimes it's relationships, how they're getting along with their wife or their partner, their fiance, or their very long-time girlfriend, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not just single guys on this thing. There are certainly people, but there's a couple. It's like, oh, I'm talking about getting a house together, which is a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
So like, it's fun to hear that too. And it's also guys of different ages.
Yeah.
So like, we've had guys in their 80s show up, guys in their 70s, 60s, 50s, all at different life stages. Some people who are freshly was in an engagement, now not, they broke it off, was married and now divorced, but and they're talking about that stuff. So, and there's relationships that are beginning, relationships that are ending, relationships that are all in between. So, and I get to be a part of and hear all of that. So it's wonderful. So yeah. And also guys feel comfortable talking about that.
Yeah, and you get an element of mentorship there too, right? When you're talking about the younger generations,
Yes.
the older generations, and the mentorship could go both ways. So that you have someone who's older who might not be as akin to using technology, and maybe someone else is helping them with that.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, oh my God, even for me, I'm figuring out this technology thing too, and like doing that. But there was one gentleman a few walks ago talking about all being done with the apps. And it's like, I'm sick of this thing. But I've seen even in like even moving away from Boston that I could say a lot, but there are like women that are so tired. This is like not even just the guys, but any gender, but women are so tired of the apps. Like I will be very glad to do funky bowling or like whatever random like inflatable bowling on in New York City. There's like different groups like that over these apps, and it's not just women, but like some of them are leading the charge. I'm like, I'm sick of all these swipes, and let's do something in person with something real. So there's a real hunger for that in the dating world. So I want to get to know someone in person. So, in a safe environment, of course, but and that's a space to do that. So I think that's great. So I'm fully in support of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are great events. I have more people coming on to talk about events in Boston, and I'm looking to bring in some of these bigger organizations that can talk about those in-person events elsewhere.
Yes.
Because to me, I look at it like it's not, like I want people to come on my podcast and introduce themselves and do these short form interviews to be able to tell people who they are in a different way than the apps. But it's not to me a competition. It's like people should find what works best for them. And sometimes it's a combination of all of these things. But the commonality is the human connection, getting rid of, not necessarily getting completely rid of the dating apps, but just having them become a tool in your toolbox, not the only tool that you're paying ridiculous amounts of money for.
Yes. I think there's a real hunger, and like, even if we're moving away from dating just as a one subject, I know this is like the focus of this.
No, that's
that said, like there's a real hunger for the space that I play in is like a third space, not in like I guess maybe what started off like Starbucks is like the corporate-y version of that, where they talk about that, but more in an authentic and real way. Can we have people showing up authentically and listening to each other in a holistic human way?
right.
So like there's been frisbee clubs. There's even a dad baseball thing that takes place near the walk in Chestnut Hill. All of that. So like I'm all in favor of whatever format, people getting outside, living their life, and doing other things like that. So
I agree with you. I think part of like my pillars for this is matchmaking is an element of it.
Yeah.
Self-improvement and creating a better quality of life with people is a big part of this too. So that's why I have a lot of experts and stuff on. But the other side of that is just really helping a person be a better version of themselves, which is why when I saw your program, I was like, this is great because there's such an important part of the male side of things where we yearn for camaraderie. And I know women do as well, but not being a woman, I'm just talking about my perspective on it. And so I think that what you bring is this level of camaraderie that if someone has an opportunity and it can be impromptu it's 5:30 to 6:30, right?
That's right. 5:30 to 6:30 every week. Yep.
Yeah. And it's the same location, right?
Chestnut 5:30, 6:30, Chestnut Reservation every week, every Friday. That's literally it. So yes.
And so anybody's yearning for male companionship, just looking for maybe friends, people new to the area, can just go out and meet this group. And that's all ages. So
literally all ages.
Yeah.
From a 18-year-old all the way to someone in their late 80s. So yes.
Great.
We even had one of my friends who was in a wheelchair, and just after an incident that he had, some surgery, I'm just grateful that he showed up. You know, and like it's fun. I always love when different guys show up at different stages. So it was really good to see him. So, but yes, it's so important. Like it's like that. Like it's a chance to reconnect and really show up for each other too. So, but yeah, anyone can come. We've had someone who has not been in the U.S. They've only been here for about 5 months now, and it's like a way to make friends, a way to show up, a way to maybe sometimes people have a lot of friends, sometimes it's to make new friends. So I think it's so important for guys to show up for each other emotionally and to have that camaraderie. Sometimes I guess going back to the dating a little bit, that sometimes when it comes to dating, guys tend to put the emotional burden on women of like, and it's great that there's a safety and a comfort to do that, but it sometimes is one source of that where that can be distributed ideally amongst friends, family. That big proponent of therapy. I'm so like therapy is great. I think men could benefit deeply from therapy, but in addition to that, men do need friends and companions. I just really am touched by some of the stories that guys share. So yeah. So one guy was apologizing. I don't mean to be so negative. And he wasn't being negative. He was being real. And I'm like, you do not have to apologize at all. Please share more. So it was great. It was really great.
And so I think that's where you brought up two really big points there. The first being that therapy is a good thing and can be important for people.
Yes.
But then there's such a stigma with a lot of men for therapy.
Sure.
That this is actually a way to engage emotionally with people and interact in a space that becomes a safe space for them. So then they can get that emotional connection and they're not just reliant on the interaction they have with a female
Yes.
who they might be putting that weight on.
Yes. And it's not all the time, but it does happen a lot. There's a lot of, even with some of the comments that I get, a lot of women reach out to me and like, please take my husband or my boyfriend. And I'm not surprised by this at all. And sometimes it's a little funny, but of course I'll take them. But I also hope that there's more, like, I'm glad I'm providing it's all free. Like it's just me showing up. And I love meeting different people myself as well. And it's also just, I've seen the seasons change. It's beautiful. We're in summer now. It's lovely. But even seeing the winter and the flowers start to bloom, it's been amazing. And the birds come around. So it's been really nice. But in addition to that, like it's another space that guys can benefit from that they can use at any single time, anytime.
Yeah.
So we even have a WhatsApp group. I was a little hesitant at first because I wanted to live in person. There's so many spaces to meet online.
Sure.
That's great. That's wonderful. But I want it, if it's a WhatsApp group, I don't want us to be living there because there's Discord. I'm a video game guy. Discord's great. I connect with friends who are in Japan.
Sure.
I have friends in Japan right now. I talk with them through Discord. They're at different time zones. And that's great. I love staying connected through that way. But it's like, all right, when are we going to be doing something outside in person in real life?
Yeah.
It's a vehicle for that. The walk is a vehicle for that. There's a lot of people chronically online, which is why I'm so grateful that there's a lot of in-person spaces for that's it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of when you're talking about that, when it comes to people making that connection,
Yeah.
WhatsApp and things like that could just be helpful for the logistical side of it.
Yes.
So then you can use that.
Yeah.
And if they are in a tough position, they can reach out when they need it, when it's not just the Friday night session.
Yeah. And I also know, I mean, I have a background I went to William James College. I have a background in counseling. I was trained to be a psychologist. It's so important that people have like a resource when things get real tough. Ideally, it doesn't get to that point. That said, there's been men that have shared about I'll just say like have shared some tougher, more vulnerable thoughts about it's coming up. I will just say like some like suicidal ideation. I also have friends who struggle with that. One woman reached out to me who's part of a military family, brothers have killed themselves and things like that. I am comfortable talking about that. I have, that doesn't scare me at all. I'd rather than talk about it. There's even a UFC fighter, it was Patty the Batty, who talked about, really emotional, he said a lot of things, but talked about one of his friends killing himself. He's like, I'd rather my friend cry on my shoulder than going to his funeral.
Yeah.
So it's so important to have people that you can talk to. I'm grateful and that people have shared some private thoughts with me. That said, ideally that it should be directed to a actual clinical mental health professional, therapist, etc. And I do know a bunch of resources if men do need that.
Yeah.
So, and spaces in addition to the group. There are so many. So if anyone needs help, I know where to point them to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good. That's good enough. I'm sure. So
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure it's good for them as a resource.
Sure.
What would you say looks like as far as the pattern of people? Do you have a bunch of regulars now?
We have more regulars than like new people. We get new people every time.
That's cool.
So, and it really is sometimes weather dependent, like totally. I mean, it's also Boston.
Yeah.
People come, we had a good showing one time in the winter. I'm like, why is there so many people here? So that was fun. It was just a clear day. So that was great. Sometimes the rainy days, but yeah, we have a lot of regulars that show up.
That's cool.
We had regulars and new guys last time. We had oh my gosh, we each like there's a guy who was like studying vaccines at Harvard. Like that was one guy. Another guy works at a restaurant. He was an older gentleman. Another guy, like we have some software engineers. We have some people remote work, people that are retired. We have people of all walks of life.
Yeah.
Some people who haven't just been in the U.S. who are making friends. I've had a farmer. So like, all across, I could go on, but like so many different jobs get represented. There are a good amount of remote workers who are looking for that connection too.
Yes, totally.
That said, it's not just that. Like I'm like, what do you do? And sometimes I don't even know what they do because our conversation gets so deep by the end of the walk. I'm like, we don't even talk about that.
Yeah.
I had a priest. So many wonderful people from different backgrounds that is really cool to see. So
You get almost the whole joke. Like,
yeah, yeah. Just complete the trifecta. Yes, but it's been it's been fun. It's been fun to see these people, and oh boy, but we have a lot of regulars. Yes, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
And so last question on this front of things, but the pace of it. You had talked about some older people. You talked about
Yeah.
someone who could come in a wheelchair. What is the pace of the walk? Is it more of a slow pace, or do people tend to break off like you would see in like a race or something like that?
Yeah, well, I actually do this. I should have said this at the beginning, but I do this on purpose. I divide the guys into pairs or threes.
Okay.
Ideally, it's pairs. Because if you have 4 guys walking, one guy talks and the rest listen. I want guys to doesn't have to be so equal, but guys really talking and really listening to each other. And that's better if it's a one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
It also clears up some space because there's runners, bikers, everything
Sure.
too, just
Yeah.
logistically. But I want guys actually listening and actually engaging with each other. And that's the way that every walk does it a little bit differently and for walking talking men. But yeah, I'm like, all right, we meet at 5:30 p.m. We catch up for a little bit. I say hi. Any new guys say, hey, why are you coming? And what are you looking to get? All right. Guys usually say, just looking to make some friends, get outside. Great. You're in the right place. We do that. And guys share some other things. And I'm like, all right, this is Walking Talking Men. We walk, we talk, we're men. That's really it. We're here to get outside, make some friendships, and really just be together in community. And then I'm like, all right, let's get this cracking. I divide the guys into pairs or trios. All right, you guys go that way. 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 I'm like, we'll be back here at 6:30. And then totally optional. Then the walk is officially ended. Totally optional. We get some pizza afterwards. I was there till 8:30 last night at Pino's Pizza. Shout out to them. They've been lovely. Also, Eagles Deli, right in Brighton, Brookline. They've also been lovely too. So they've been our regular hangouts afterwards. A few times we've closed the place out because we've continued the conversation there. It's been great. So anyway, I don't know. Was that your question?
Great.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you for kind of wrapping this up a little bit for
Yes.
the people who want to get involved.
Oh, yeah.
What is the easiest way for them to reach out? If they
Yes.
actually show up, what is the address that you point them to at 5:30 on Friday nights? And then a second part of this is, do they just reach out to you via Instagram to get involved in this, or do you have a website?
You don't even have to tell me. Just show up. There's no sign up. Just show up. And someone's like, oh, am I too old? I'm like, no, you are exactly perfect for this thing. So you don't even have to tell me. Some men have reached out to me, women, multiple people have reached out to me through my email, or my Instagram is pizzamancer33. That's my Instagram thing. It has the link in bio over there. My email is walkingtalkingmenboston@gmail.com. That's me. I can post it after this. And there is the website, Walking Talking Men. Those are the 3 things. And the actual location is the Chestnut Hill Reservation. The exact spot on the Google Maps. It's next to the Riley Memorial Rink, right there across the baseball field. There's parking if you want to get there. It's right on the T-stop, the green line. And yeah, literally just show up. If you have any questions or want to collaborate, oh my God, I should have said this. The Friends of the Blue Hills, I did a collaboration with them. There's another walk that's starting over there. We had our first one, and another John from Friends of the Blue Hills reached out to me about that. That's another walk that started. So
Awesome.
it's just like a hike version of it.
Okay.
Same thing, but hike. And not the same John. Another John is the one that's going to be leading that. I will also be in attendance at that. And I would like there to be 100 of these things around
Yeah.
Boston. I'm not the keeper of the keys. Other men have carried the torch when I've not been there. If there's been something that's come up, it's something that's co-created with other people too. And I think that's really important. I'm not the one who's, it's a collaborative effort amongst other men that we show up and hold space for each other. So, and I've been really proud to be a part of it and being community a part of it. And I'm just very grateful. So, yeah.
That's great. And so where's that? I mean, you said where that is. That's the Blue Hills. What day is that? Is that
We're doing it like monthly, but then John is going to be taking that over.
Okay.
Also, I can link that too. So
Yeah, that would be good. I'm just gonna let her back in.
yes, I think the final thing that I say, I am thinking of other projects to do. There's a gentleman reached out to me. Look at this.
You want to treat out? Give her.
There's this organization called Dude Talk Dinners, which is different than Walking Talking Men. But I am doing the beginning. They've already reached out to people. They do it in rural Colorado. And it's essentially Walking Talking Men, but minus the walking, it's food. And it would be at a hall. I have to get some funding for this, but like it's guys being together in community, eating, having a good time, being around each other. It's been very successful. It's been on the news over there. It's really just the same idea. It's another space for guys to gather. That's where my head's at next. And there's other projects that are in my mind. But any way that we can get other men more connected, listening to each other, showing up for ourselves, not just putting that on other people, but I think that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've learned so much from you on this, and I'm excited to participate when I'm free on Friday night. But thanks. Any other parting thoughts you want to leave to listeners?
I also think you don't have to be a special person to start your own walk. What I would really like to see is other men starting their own walks. It's been very successful in the UK. It's a different organization. They did it first. There's other variations of this. We are Walking Talking Men. I believe they are men walking and talking. We're very creative. So that's what they do in the UK. They're a part of the government at this point. They've been extremely successful. There's over 75 walks in the UK. They do a superb job running it. And and we do it too, but they're living proof that it can be done.
Yeah.
We are doing it too. You don't have to have a background in counseling. You can just be yourself. I would like there to be 100 of these things, 100 different Walking Talking Men walks around Boston in your local community. So that's what I would like to see.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks very much for the conversation.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
So if you're done with endless swiping and ready for something real, don't miss a single episode. Hit that subscribe button right now on your favorite podcast app and never miss the bold conversations that could change your dating life forever. Every week, we bring you incredible singles, excellent advice, raw stories, and real opportunities to connect, all for free. Subscribe today, apply at donewithdating.co, and turn your next listen into your next date. Your perfect match is waiting on the other side of the mic. It doesn't matter where you live. Someone local is listening and will want to date you. We'll see you in the next episode. Subscribe now.